I've been seeing more and more promotional content around PLANTCON, and it had me thinking, I should probably give you guys some of my thoughts and talk a little bit about my experience. Hello and welcome to my channel. You are watching Live with Foliage. I'm Aaron, and I really appreciate you clicking on this video. This is a new channel for me, and I'd love it if you subscribed. As you watch the video, if you find the content enjoyable, hit a like button. Send it to a friend, or leave a comment below. I'd love to chat more about plants with you there. Now let's talk about PLANTCON. So let me take you back. I actually started hearing about PLANTCON probably in 2004. I had seen it on social media. I had talked about it with one of my good friends. And we made the decision that we were going to try and go to PLANTCON. We didn't know when, we didn't know how, but we knew we wanted to go. So in all the research that we had seen, they only had Texas locations, so Houston and Dallas, I believe, at the time. And the only other one that we saw was Florida. Now, in the time frame that we knew we would be able to travel, we were like, let's try and go to Houston and see if we can join PLANTCON there. But that travel from Charlotte, North Carolina would have been way too long, and we would have spent more money trying to get there and not have any money for plants. So we redirected. We found out that there was going to be a PLANTCON in Orlando. So Nick with Plant Nerd Alert and I decided to reach out one of our good friends to see if we all wanted to go to Orlando in 2 weeks' time. No joke. We booked our tickets to the events, booked our housing, and prepared ourselves with 2 weeks different to travel to Orlando, Florida to go to PLANTCON. Now, I've vlogged all about my experience at PLANTCON in another video. I'll tag it here. Hopefully you get a chance to enjoy that as well after you watch this video. So let's dive into the experience. And for the experience, I have 2 words: overwhelming and excited. I was definitely overwhelmed during the entire time we were at PLANTCON. There are tons of plants. There are also tons of people. And for the venue that we were at, we were crammed into a smaller space. Personally, I feel like that. And it just felt like so much was going on at one time. So I walked in and immediately was like starstruck. I couldn't move. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to look at. There's so many things going on. And for that, I became overwhelmed. But I was also excited. There was the little nerd in me that was screaming about all the green, all the foliage, and I couldn't contain my excitement. I felt like a giddy little kid in a candy store. So they were hand in hand. I was overwhelmed at times. I was excited at times, and they would mesh together to make the experience what it was. So with this being my first time, I really didn't know what to expect. So I want to prepare you for your first time and go over some things that you can expect whenever you go to PLANTCON. Before you leave for PLANTCON, they're going to send you tons of communication. I love that about the organization. They do a great job preparing you for the experience. But one of the things that most locations are going to say is that you can bring a wagon. And I am here to tell you not to bring a wagon. In my opinion, they are bulky, they get in the way, though it's great for you to be able to pull all of your plants out of the building in one shot, but to other guests and other patrons of the event, it's really in the way. When you're at the event, not much is needed. Honestly, your vendors have everything thought out. We took extra reusable bags and ended up not using them all. Honestly, some of the vendors would see us walking with multiple plants in our arms or multiple bags and provide us with one large bag. And that was super nice of them to do. Or you would buy a plant and the plant was small enough to fit in another bag. So you just organized all of your bags yourself. So it really wasn't a need for us to bring too many items. The same goes with extra items. I wouldn't worry about an extra backpack or anything of that nature unless you need it for medical reasons. You're going to actually have so much in your hands and your arms that you're not going to want to carry too much. I would plan to carry water, of course, your wallet, because you're going to need that money, and your cell phone and or camera so you can take all the pictures and remember the experience forever. When you're at PLANTCON, try and find all the freebies. Now, this is one of our fails for this experience. We actually didn't find all the freebies in the first day, and we didn't go back on the second day. So we lost out on a lot of cool stuff. There are vendors there giving away items. There are raffle tickets that are going on all at the same time. And this goes back to being overwhelmed. There were times where we were so overwhelmed with finding a certain plant or speaking with a vendor that we didn't even realize that we were missing out on raffles and we were missing out on a lot of the free activities that were taking place. So take advantage of those. Do some research before, and we're going to talk about that. The collateral they give, amazing. So do some research before and go with the idea of finding some of those free items. Speaking of the research before, have a plan. I told the people that I went with, let's get in, let's stick together, follow against the wall, we'll weave our way through. And because we were so excited and the overwhelm kicked in, we got lost from each other. I'd be looking at Hoyas, Nick would be looking at orchids, our other friends would be looking at philodendrons, and honestly, we ended up being at different parts of the venue. So really, if you're going to stick to the plan, create it before you go. The organization PLANTCON does a great job of providing all of the vendors prior to the event starting. So I would also suggest going online, doing some research, find out if you can see what they're actually bringing. What are they known for? Are they mainly known for Hoyas, orchids, philodendrons? Are they focused on all aroids, or are they only looking at anthuriums? So that way you can go ahead and have an idea of which booths you would like to attend and which ones you would like to give more of your attention to. If you're able to plan to visit the venue both days that the activities are taking place, then you can also plan out which vendors you would see on which days. This would allow you more free time to take a look at all the other vendor booths that are at the event. Now, here's some of my advice after I've been to PLANTCON. Know your budget. Have a good budget planned. If you have time, again, we planned this in like 2 weeks. So we didn't have the largest budget, but we knew we had money set aside strictly for plants. And if you have that in mind, you're going to have a successful event. You're going to understand how much you have to spend, and you're not going to go over that, right? You're not going to go over that. Also, when you're factoring in your budget, you're going to want to understand if you're going to be general admission or if you're going to be a VIP ticket. Now, the general admission gets you the basic access whenever the full venue opens up, and that's usually around 10 o'clock. But you can also do a VIP ticket, and this ticket will actually get you early access, probably around 8, and then you would have access to all of the vendors prior to anyone else. So you need to justify, are you paying more to get in early just because you want the first plant? Or are you going to get general admissions, save some money so you can get more plants? If you have the potential to check out the venue, the location of the venue, and where the housing's going to be compared to the venue, do so ahead of time. As I state again, poor planning on me and the group that I went with. We knew where the venue was. We figured out that the venue and the housing that they were providing was all at the same place, but we waited so late that we weren't able to get a room. Now, due to that, we stayed about 15 minutes outside of where we were in the Orlando area. And though it was easy to get to the hotel and to their convention space, it would have been really nice just to go to our room whenever we got tired on the first day, or we probably would have went to both days knowing that we had time to go back and forth between our room and the convention hall. Also, we could have purchased larger plants and took them back to our room instead of having to carry them around all day. So it's just something to think about. Are you going to PLANTCON to purchase tons of plants and have a great experience where you're not going to have to slow down because of all that you're carrying and you're not bringing a wagon? Or are you going for specific items you can stay further away and you know where you're going, all because you've done a little bit of pre-planning? Overall, I had a great experience going to PLANTCON. I'd love to go again. And I know they've broadened their reach in 2026 by going all the way out to the West Coast. I'm hoping they do some more in the East Coast, closer to Charlotte, honestly. It would be really nice just to go in my backyard and enjoy this experience instead of traveling far away. But I'm down for another Orlando trip. It was great. We also got a chance to see a lot more of Orlando and go to other plant stores that were in the Orlando area. So it wasn't all just PLANTCON, but it was a great experience and a great opportunity for us to see more of Orlando and the plant scene in Orlando. Like I said, I love to go again. I'm more prepared now. I know to do pre-planning. I know what to take. And I know what my budget should look like now that I have a better idea of how they sell at PLANTCON. So I hope this helped you out, and I hope you get the chance to go to PLANTCON soon. If you've been to PLANTCON before, leave me a comment down below letting me know which CD you attended and what year you attended. And until next time, we'll chat soon.